welcome to Central Georgia Focus. I'm your host this week, Katelyn Heck. This week we are celebrating the golden anniversary of Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful and the continued community support planting a beautiful future for Macon-Bibb County. Our guest is Miss Asha Ellen, Executive Director of Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful. Thank you for being with us today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Of course, we're off the heels of the Cherry Blossom Festival, celebrating a big milestone of Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful. Before we dive into all of that, though, tell people the connection between Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful and Keep America Beautiful, because it's a pretty interesting connection.
Well, yes. Well, Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful was founded 50 years ago by Mrs. Katelyn Heck, who we all also know as the founder of our International Cherry Blossom Festival. Well, 50 years ago, Mrs. Heck saw a need to have an affiliate, Keep America Beautiful affiliate in Macon, Middle Georgia. And at that time, Keep America Beautiful did not have an affiliate program. And so due to the innovation and the ideas of Mrs. Creighton, she reached out to Keep America Beautiful. And from that, there was a pilot program that consisted of 3 cities. Macon was one, and 2 other cities. And that's how the Keep America Beautiful affiliate program was started by one woman who had an idea, who had a passion, and here we are still standing 50 years later.
Fantastic. She's certainly a force to be reckoned with, that's for sure.
Yes, she is.
She and Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful recently celebrated at a luncheon.
Yes, we celebrated the official date of Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful becoming a Keep America Beautiful affiliate was March 1st. And so on March 1st, a few weeks ago, we had a luncheon honoring Mrs. Creighton and the entire Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful board to celebrate our 50 years of being in the Macon-Bibb community.
And of course, you mentioned she also the founder of the Cherry Blossom Festival. Talk a little bit about that and Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful's involvement.
Yes, well, what people don't know, a lot of people aren't aware that Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful, we were founded before the Cherry Blossom Festival. The Cherry Blossom Festival initially started as an event hosted by Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful to celebrate Mr. Fickling, his birthday, and his contributions to the of providing Yoshino cherry blossom trees. And that one-day celebration turned into what we now know as the 10-day International Cherry Blossom Festival.
Can you believe how much it's grown in that time?
I know. I remember when the festival began, I was actually a child, and so to be able to grow up and experience that, but even more so now to have a better understanding of how it all began and who was responsible for that.
Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful in its 50 years has done so much for this community and is being celebrated as an affiliate.
Yes, yes. Like I said, we are being celebrated as one of the first pilot or premier affiliates of Keep America Beautiful. 50 years. A lot of affiliates have not over the years been able to still withstand, but we have withstood the test of time for 50 years and we're still going strong.
Why do you think that is that you all are able to keep such a stronghold in this community?
Well, you know, it first starts with, and I have to give credit once again to Mrs. Creighton for her vision, for her passion, but also for her ability to be able to bring people together from the community to the public sector, private sector, nonprofit sectors, being able to work across the board because this is a community organization and it takes all individuals in our community to make it a success. And I'm just thrilled to be able to continue the legacy in which she built.
Such a great legacy too, but of course, always looking to the future. What do you see in the future for Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful?
You know, I definitely see us, and that's where, you know, a big part of why I try to work a lot within our schools, with our young people, whether it's our elementary, middle, high schools, and even our colleges, to be able to make our young people, educate them and make them aware of who we are and what we do and how they play a part in this and how they are the next generation to be able to keep us around for another 50 years.
And of course, you yourself getting an award. No, you don't love to talk about yourself.
No,
We're
I
going to brag
don't.
on you a little bit. Tell us a little bit about the award and what it is and what it means to you.
Yes, well, I'm honored to say that Keep Georgia Beautiful, I will be recognized in May at the Keep Georgia Beautiful Foundation's annual conference. I will be receiving the Barbara Mason Executive Director of the Year Award. So it's a statewide recognition named in honor of the founder of Keep Georgia Beautiful. And so I was just elated to number one, just be nominated, and then to be nominated and then to also become the actual award recipient is not something that I take lightly. And that award is not just for me, it's for this entire community, because I could not do what I do without the support of our board of directors and without the support of our community.
And of course, even just a couple years into this role, getting this award, I know that means you just have that much more drive to work harder in the future, knowing you and knowing your work ethic.
Exactly. Yes, a couple of years, I didn't know when I embarked on this adventure 2 years ago where it was going to lead me, where it was going to lead us as a community. But I am proud to say that we are definitely going in the right direction as an organization, and we're just blessed. We are blessed to be able to have the support that we have from the community.
And how much does that support play a role in the success of Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful?
We are a very small nonprofit organization. Our staff consists of myself and 2 part-time, my program coordinator and my volunteer coordinator, who are both part-time. And so with the work that we do, we could not do it without volunteers. Volunteers are the backbone of this organization. I could get all the awards that's available, but if I don't have the support of volunteers in this community, we as an organization cannot be successful. And so, like I said, volunteers, we have some organizations that have been a part of Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful since the very beginning.
That is fantastic. And you draw volunteers from all over Macon-Bibb.
Yes, absolutely. Anyone can volunteer. We, of course, work with our local school system, our public and our private and our charter schools, but also private industries, from neighborhood watch groups, faith-based organizations, you name it. Our volunteers come from the public, private, and nonprofit sectors and faith-based community.
So you can see all your hands in the community. Another reason why you got that award. Talk about what this community means to you. What keeps driving you to move Macon-Bibb Beautiful forward?
For me, what keeps driving me is the fact that, I am a Maconite. I went to elementary, middle, high school here. I left and went off to college and came back. And so I am Macon. And so, that drive comes from just being a Maconite, being proud of being from Macon, and also, just from my upbringing to always be able to give back and to have a sense of service. Growing up, I never knew that the service that I was doing, whether it was through church, whether it was through my schools, I never knew that a career could come from that. So that early foundation of serving and being what I like to refer to as a servant leader has prepared me for this role.
All right, well, we have so much more to talk about, all the great things that Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful has going on. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. We are talking about 50 years of Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful, and it has involved a lot of community support. We have Miss Asha Ellen here with us from Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful, talking all about the great work that you guys do. And of course, part of the beauty of Macon is in those beautiful cherry blossom trees. So tell us a little bit more about the Cherry Blossom Trail and the plans for that.
Yes, well, we are in the process, Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful, along with Macon-Bibb Parks and Beautification, Visit Macon, and our board as a whole, of looking at how we can enhance our current cherry blossom trail. Cherry blossom trees have a life expectancy of about 20 to 25 years. Some of our trees have outlived that life expectancy. But there's time for us to start adding and enhancing to what we currently have. And so we are working on plans as far as the future with enhancing the cherry blossom trail to make it more accessible to not just our local community, but of course to our tourists, our visitors who come to our beautiful city every year to see the blossoming of the trees.
I know we actually talked to a couple from Texas who came to Macon instead of going to DC for our Cherry Blossom Festival, so that has to give you a little bit of pride there.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And so that's why, you know, one of the main reasons as far as why we want to enhance what we currently already have. We have a beautiful cherry blossom trail. We're trying to make it a little bit more, you know, downtown centered to make the trail more convenient for our guests as they travel from all over the world to come see our cherry blossom trees.
Is there a certain number of trees you're wanting to plant or a specific area you're really wanting to focus on other than you said downtown?
Yes, well, we're looking at hopefully at least adding 100 more trees to what we already have. You know, of course, a lot of that is going to also depend on funding. And so we're working on different proposals, different grants to be able to support the project. So, you know, maybe next year this time I could come back and give an update on where we are on that. But we are working toward having for next year. So it's a pretty quick turnaround considering, you know, it'll be a year before we know it. And so we want to have things in place for next year's festival.
If you could just dream up your perfect scenario for that cherry blossom trail, what do you want out of this project?
Well, you know, what I really want, what most people don't know is that there are probably 100 variety of different cherry blossom trees. Of course, we're familiar here in Macon with the Yoshinos. So we want to continue as far as to have our Yoshinos present, but my vision is to be able to have other variety of cherry blossom trees. Each tree has a different type colored blossom of pink. And so really to just have a variety of shades of pink clustered in one area where individuals can walk through, see the various blossoms, the various colors and shades of pink, and to be able to, for them to be able to share on their TikToks and Instagrams and Facebook. You know, we're in that generation now. So to make it, I guess, to say Instagram friendly. So
it's not on Instagram, it didn't happen, is what I'm told.
It didn't happen. And so that's what we're trying to work on, also introducing and adding other varieties of cherry blossom trees to our current inventory of Yoshinos.
And I know Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful working hard at doing that and bringing that vision to life. How can other people get involved in this?
Well, one way how they can get involved, and we only sell the cherry blossom trees as far as Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful during the Cherry Blossom Festival. But, you know, I encourage people during the festival to please buy trees. We want you to buy trees and not just buy them, to plant and nurture the trees. Buying the trees is the first step, but the main thing is to get the trees planted. And so that's the one way as far as those with the green thumb, and even those with not such a green thumb can get a part of it, is by, you know, by purchasing and planting cherry blossom trees.
And you all were selling them at the festival this year. You gave me a pretty great update.
Yes, we sold during the festival, and even despite some of the challenges with the weather and having to shut down a full day, I am proud to say that we sold out of all of our cherry blossom trees. We sold 3 variety of trees this year, of course the Yoshinos, but we also sold the Taiwan cherry tree, as well as the Helen Taft. So close to 500 trees were purchased during the Cherry Blossom Festival.
Well, hopefully we'll be seeing 500 more trees that are around Macon-Bibb in the next year or so.
Now some of those did come from tourists. Some of those purchases were from tourists. So, but we still should see more pink in Macon-Bibb.
You can never have enough, that's for sure.
Exactly.
A big part of what you all do too is these community cleanups.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that and the importance of it.
Yes, but you know, most people know us as far as for what we do as far as galvanizing volunteers to be able to help us and host community cleanups. And so we on average typically, depending upon the time of the year, there may be a community cleanup going on every weekend somewhere in Macon-Bibb County. And so we are continuing to encourage organizations to join in on our efforts and volunteer. We provide the supplies from the litter grabbers to the trash bags, safety vests and gloves. And so we just need the hands on deck. And so we have been very blessed to be able to have a high response to the community with wanting to do the help with the community cleanups.
And you all just had recently a great community cleanup for the MLK Day of Service. Talk a little bit about that day. I think we have some video here of it.
Yes, yes. That one we partnered with the Greater Turner Tabernacle AME Church, as well as the Macon Middle Georgia National Panhellenic Council, which consists of historically black fraternities and sororities, but also too with local businesses like Harold's Barbershop. So it was a collaborative effort of a variety of different organizations, from the faith-based sector to the to nonprofit organizations, but even to the businesses that are located in that Greenwood Bottom historic district. And so that was about the second or third cleanup that we did in that community. We've developed a good partnership with the church in that community and with the businesses in that community. And so in addition to cleanups, we planted over 30 trees in that same neighborhood as well.
We were just showing some pictures and video of it. I know you were cleaning up trash and planting trees. It's hard work, but it looks like everybody was having a pretty good time.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You know, at the end of the day, we all want our community to be beautiful. We all want to do beautiful things. And so, you know, we have fun. You get an opportunity to sometimes even meet people that maybe you ordinarily would not have made connections with. But, you know, it's a sense of pride. And that's the main thing what we're trying to do, is develop a sense of pride in our community.
We are going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Central Georgia Focus. Welcome back to Central Georgia Focus. Today we are talking about all of the great work that Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful does to keep our community looking beautiful. We have Asha Ellen with us still, talking about the work that they're doing. And earlier we talked about an award that you got recently, and I want to bring up a quote from that award because I think it just shows you know, something so great about the work that you do. You develop strong partnerships with local school district, neighborhood watch programs, local colleges, universities, fraternities and sororities, and other organizations. And why is that so important to make sure that you have all of those people, you know, on deck with Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful?
Yes. Well, at the end of the day, we all make up our community, and we all have various strengths and resources that we can bring to the table. And so, you know, as the leader of Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful, you know, I have to go out into the community and work with various organizations and assist them with assisting us. And so it's just important. I've always believed in building bridges and partnerships and strong community partnerships. I mean, it is the core of what we have to do to be successful.
And we're going and getting all these people involved. You're not just saying, hey, we need to go pick up the trash. I know you have, you know, some reasoning behind, you know, why they should be involved and why they, you know, should help out with your organization. Talk a little bit about the why.
Okay, well, the why is and whether it's Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful or any nonprofit organization, we all have a responsibility to our community. And so it's important that we are connected with our community in order for our community to be connected with us as an organization. And so I have to do more than just sit in my office and sit at my desk. I have to get out within the community. I work very non-traditional work hours on weekends, on you know, after hours and whatnot, going into communities, meeting with people, and sometimes we have to, as leaders, we have to roll up our own sleeves as well. So there's nothing as far as whether it's planting trees or picking up trash that I will not do personally myself. I work side by side with all of our volunteers, and I think that helps to also develop and build those relationships, working side by side with the people.
And as far as your vision for getting people involved with Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful, what would be your big goal of people getting involved and helping you in your mission?
Yeah, I think, once people know who we are and know that we exist, it's actually really quite easy for them to get on board. The first step, though, is they have to know that we exist. People will not be able to help us if they don't know who we are. And so that's a big part as far as, getting out in the community, as I stated earlier. Usually once people know that who we are and what we do, we have an influx of calls of people wanting to help with the variety of different initiatives we have, whether it's for community cleanups, whether it's our recycling events, whether it's our Christmas tree recycling, and other things that we host. We really have a good response from the community once they know who we are and what we do.
You mentioned a couple of opportunities that you have to get involved. What are some other volunteer opportunities that people can get involved with?
Well, of course, our cleanups. We are getting, we'll be doing more tree planting projects thanks to a generous $50,000 anonymous donation we received. It's going to allow us to do more tree planting initiatives, which we'll be able to include volunteers on that. We're also working on doing more, working with community gardens and small grassroots organizations on developing and assisting with their community gardens. And so it's a lot. It's a lot. We're focusing on all things beautiful, whether that's cleanups, tree plantings, community gardens, and also our educational components. We go into the schools and talk a lot with the students and educating our students.
And of course, it's so important to get them involved as well.
Absolutely, because I know it sounds cliche, but they are our future. And so we have to instill in them early the importance of civic responsibility. So yes.
And you mentioned a $50,000 grant. That is some great news.
Yes, it was actually not a grant. It was actually an anonymous
a donor,
donation.
You said, I'm sorry.
Yes, a donation. And so it definitely caught me. That was a pleasant surprise. But I think that speaks to the volume of people seeing the work that we do and wanting to be a part in some capacity. And so, yes.
And that should go a long way for some of the projects that you will have coming up.
Yes. The donors stated specifically as far as the native trees and the locations of where those trees are to be planted. I mean, it's definitely a great project. We're going to actually we're going to kick off the first project, planting some trees in Pleasant Hill in a few weeks. So I'm excited about that.
And what does planting those trees and going out in those communities do for those neighborhoods?
Well, it definitely, as far as, number one, as far as just the obvious, as far as from an aesthetic standpoint, the beauty that the trees will bring, but also too, as far as the health benefits that comes along as far as with trees, enhancing our green space, making sure that our playgrounds, that our kids have trees for shade purposes. So it's just a variety of different health benefits on top of just the aesthetics of it all.
If people want to contact you to get involved, what's a good phone number that they can reach you at?
They can contact our office at 478-330-7054.
I'll have you say that one more time just in case someone didn't grab a pen fast enough at home.
Okay, that's 478-330-7054.
Some great work that you all are doing. We thank you for the work that you do to keep our community so clean and full of trees and full of life. Just very quickly, we have a couple seconds left. Why do you love what you do?
Because I love Macon. And so anything that I can do to enhance my community, to make my community better, I'm going to do it. And I'm blessed to have a career that allows me to do so.
We thank you so much, and we thank you for joining us for Central Georgia Focus.